Good evening, fellow classmates. I hope this video finds you guys studying hard and just relishing in the blessings of God's faithfulness in your life. And I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about a passion of mine, and that is boots. I love a good pair of work boots. These are one of my favorite cowboy-style work boots, and they are Red Wings. And the thing about boots and a good pair of solid boots like Danners or Red Wings is you're gonna fork over some money, at least over $100 for a pair of boots. And if you're gonna fork over that kind of money, you want to be able to take care of them. You want them to last the longest. And so in this video, I'm going to show you how to take a pair of boots like these Red Wings here, and show you a process of how to take care of the leather so that even after over about 12 years, they can look like this. I mean, these are a little rough, these are a little dirty. I wore these last weekend, burning some brush at the church, but the leather is still good. It's not cracked. It's still waterproof. I wore these in some wet grass. My feet didn't get wet. I mean, they need to be resoled and stuff, but that's just after almost 12 years of wearing those boots. So the process is simple, and that is get some good boot oil. This is Red Wing boot oil. I obviously got this free with the pair of boots that I just bought, but any good boot oil is good. Now, don't go to Walmart and buy boot oil. Don't go down to the local grocery store and buy some boot oil. I really encourage you to go to a boot store like Boot Barn, a Grange Co-op, someplace that sells good quality boots, and pick up the oil that they have there. The other thing is a good leather dressing or a wax. This is just simple, looks like beeswax. This is a mixture of actually beeswax and pitch and mince oil, and this is for the final stage, and this is actually like a water repellent. Even though your boots, like these, for example, these black ones that I just showed you, have a Gore-Tex liner. That's what this material inside is. It's a Gore-Tex liner. You still want to put a wax on these kind of boots, simply to help repel the water, so the water doesn't sit and rot out the leather. Like, I don't know if you can really pick it up on camera, but there's cracks in these boots, and that's simply for me neglecting to do this process that I'm about to show you, and just neglecting these boots for the last couple of years, and that's totally me and totally my bad. But simply when you go to the store, you buy your boots, you get them out of the box. You're going to want to get a brush. Definitely if they're like the black boots that I just showed you, these are full of dirt. You want to get all the dirt you can. You even may want to take a garden hose to them. But if they're a brand new pair of boots right out of a box, you're going to want to take a brush and just kind of brush them off, get the dust off of them. It's probably not going to take very long, but just brush the whole entire boot down, just to get anything that may be on there. And then you're going to simply want to stick your hand inside. I know that sounds really simple, but it's just an easy process to be able to flip the boot around. Before you do that, you're going to want to open your oil, because that, gotta have two hands to open a jar. But anyways, and this is just my process. I always start from the bottom to the top, and that's just to make sure that there is no really scientific method to that. I just always start from the bottom to the top. But what you really want to do, the most important thing is put a heavy layer of oil on there. You don't want to just lightly brush it. Like, you want to get it thick on there. And you definitely want to work the brush into the crease. You can even, I like to get some on the sole to know that I'm getting it down into that crease. And you just want to cover the whole entire boot. And the reason you're going to do this, you're going to do this about 3 times. In between each time, you're gonna oil this entire boot, and then you're gonna have to invest in a boot dryer. Obviously, my dad right now is borrowing mine, and he has his boots up there on him. So I'm sorry I can't show you what a boot dryer is, but just Google a boot dryer. You can find them on Amazon, and you're gonna want to get a boot dryer so that every time you oil these boots, and you're gonna notice something here. If they're especially fresh out of the box, if they've never been oiled, the oil is gonna dry. It's gonna get lighter, and you're gonna want to keep putting oil on there until it's thick and heavy. So you're gonna want it pretty runny, like you're gonna want it puddling on there. You don't want it dry. So if you see, got a little bit of the bottom here is dry and the top part is kind of puddled. That's what you want your boot to look like. And so once you get this whole boot oiled up and it looks wet, it doesn't look dry, but it looks like the oil's sitting on top of it. You're gonna put this on the boot dryer for about 24 hours. So you want this boot to get nice and hot, and then you want to unplug it and then let it sit for about 2 to 4 hours. Let the boot cool down nice to room temperature, get to room temperature, and then put another layer of oil on it, and then put the boots back on the boot dryer for another 24 hours. And then for the last process, you want to you want to take them off the boot dryer for the second time. Then you're going to want to put this wax on it, the leather dressing or the boot wax or whatever it is, and you're going to basically take your fingers. I obviously like to get the one that smells like pine. This one has pitch and beeswax in it. It smells really good. I've been tempted to put it in my beard. My wife tells me that's a bad idea. But you're going to want to just cover the whole entire boot with this stuff. Obviously, you're probably thinking, why all the way up to the top? And this will just waterproof the whole boot. So if you have to step into water all the way up to the top, this is going to repel the water. You're going to want to do this process at least 3 times. If you're doing heavy construction, if you're working in the dirt, the muck, the grime, you're going to want to do this 3 times a year. That's how I made these boots last about almost 12 years. If you're working office job or whatever, you can probably get away with doing it twice a year. If you live in a place like Montana, Colorado, somewhere where there's snow and there's salt and stuff on the sidewalks and it's getting into your boots, you're going to want to probably still hold that standard of at least 2 times a winter, maybe 1 time during the summer, just to get that salt out of your boot and just get it to repel. Because this stuff right here, this beeswax stuff, when you put it on your boot, it will repel water. You'll dump water on there and it'll be like water off a duck's back. And this will save you money. You won't be forking over $200 every year to get a brand new pair of boots. If you keep this process, your boots will last, and your boots will maintain, the leather will hold, and you may be able to get them resold, because the leather will still have consistency to be able to hold another sole. And so that will save you money there from buying another $200 pairs of boots. I hope this video was informative. And just remember, protect your feet.